Hi everyone, Nicole here, and today I'm with Kerry Turner, and we have just had a very, very active morning, as you can tell. Kerry's put me through my paces. It'll be very clear as to why she did that in a short while, but we're in sunny Aldershot, fitness haven really. Great summer we're having, but thank goodness it's a little bit cooler today, so it was a little bit forgiving. But Kerry, welcome.
Thank you, Nicole. Thanks for having me.
We are so lucky to have you in our hublet. So we've stolen you. So this is I think this is our 7th or 8th interview of, kind of the key members that are beginning to form and shape around our capability in our area for PHA. You are the first we have interviewed that have a number of different hats, both in real life but within the PHA as well. So you are no stranger to the PHA. You've been working within the kind of core team for a while, but you're also a huge support to us in our local area. So
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for that. So Kerry, tell everyone a little bit about who you are. How you got to where you are today, and I think you've got a very unique story to tell, and a relevant, super positive story as well to tell.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me, Nicole. And thanks for doing my class.
Oh yes,
Nicole is absolutely fantastic, I might add, putting a few others to shame.
Yeah.
Predominantly and most importantly, I'm a mum to two.
Yeah.
They're now grown up. My son's followed his dad into butchers, his 4th generation. Not planned.
Right.
Sports. He was at college doing sports, and then lockdown hit, and it was all hands on deck. My daughter is at 6th form, and again, lockdown. She had to finish school, and all hands on deck with the shop because it was very busy. Myself, I'm a fitness instructor, as you found out this morning, which is another love of my life. I went back to uni, probably early 40s, just to do something different. I had to go back to work full time. Actually, before I had my son, I worked for the NHS.
Oh,
So
I
that's
didn't
another
expect
thing.
that to come out.
No.
Okay.
It's weird because I forget. So I was a PA to one of the general managers.
Wow. Okay.
And my office was on the maternity corridor.
Right.
It's at Frimley, and I loved it. I
Wow.
absolutely loved it. And one of my jobs was to do all the graphs, etc., for waiting times in A&E. So this is 21 years ago, and yeah, no different then to it is now.
Probably,
And
yeah,
so there were people in corridors and in ambulances then, and I had to produce the graph, so I do know that for a fact. So yeah, that's something I forget I've done. So when I had the children, I did various little jobs, and then I thought, what can I do? And I love any type of fitness.
Yeah.
Just the way it makes you feel, and I think that it does give people a little bit more of a positive outlook once you've done something. Just makes you feel better, doesn't it? I think so.
Well, you are definitely a massively bubbly person. So, yeah, I mean, I went to a march with Kerry. We hadn't met each other. I think we'd vaguely seen each other on a fuzzy Zoom, but I knew exactly who you were when I saw you at the station. Yeah, I mean, bouncing around. Yeah, so, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I try. Actually, I don't try and be happy. I am happy most of the time, and I am blessed to feel that way. And I think that's what irks me. That I just think that it's not fair what's happened to people and the situation we've been put in.
Yeah.
And some people haven't fared as well as I have. And you're the same. We just want to put our arms around people and move forward.
Well, it's I think I've been overly responsible in my life, sometimes taking on the burden of things I can't possibly change. It's just the way I'm wired. And I was an only child. This is not my interview, so why am I telling you this?
But it's interesting.
But I think only children, they get a bad rap, but one thing they generally are is super responsible because there's no one around. And I've always been that way, and I like you, I feel an immense sense of responsibility for getting people through, however we do it, right? And making life simpler for people. And health is a mainstay. Without your health, there's nothing. It's the fabric of happiness, right? I mean, it's pretty hard work to be happy and be unhealthy. So completely get that.
Yeah.
Completely get that.
I think, I have probably the best, we all say there's the best mum in the world, I think.
Yeah.
And so much of what I do and the way I am, I can see the way my mum was. We've always, and she has always, yes, I'll do that, and I tend to say, yeah, I can do that, I'll do that, even when I don't have time, because I don't like. It's not that I don't like to say no; it's I like to help.
Yeah.
We do, as a family, we've always done loads of charity, and when you always think there's something more in life, you think, I need to. There's something I should be doing. I'm not sure what it is.
Yes.
And for years, I thought it was maybe charity. And I've incorporated fitness, and we've had loads of charity sessions over the years, and a different charity each year. And then followed, when we could, by a party, because that's my other great love in life, is to party.
I can see that. The music choice gave that away this morning.
Always the last to leave. So, fitness, party, raising money, that was always what I thought I needed to do. But obviously, life
bring joy to people's lives. I think that's you, Kerry, bringing joy to people's lives. So you actually had a really positive 2020, 2021. You had a really positive time. And I say that not to be facetious, but you were really needed. So
yeah, it was different. It was positive for me because all my clients still wanted to work out. So I found Zoom, which was amazing, and still using it obviously now. I lent out all my equipment, and we did sessions every single day. And I think it gave people a reason to get up.
Yeah.
It was a structure to their day.
Yeah.
It was 9:30 every morning. If you could, you did. And all around the country as well, not just local. So, and some of those clients have stayed with me, which is great. So we still use Zoom. But the other thing that happened is, being fourth generation butchers, the business went through the roof because a lot of people didn't want to go to supermarkets, which is great. They wanted to keep it local, so they use local businesses, local shops, which is how it should be. But also, they didn't want to queue. So they, our business went through the roof. My family, it was all hands on deck. My daughter and I were delivering every day to people that didn't want to come out. So we had all the vulnerable. We did shopping and worked in the shop in helping out in any way we could, really. So my whole day was get up, walk the dog, do my fitness session, and then it was at the shop. So we weren't getting home till sort of 5, 6 in the evening. So my days went. It was so busy. Yeah. But in some ways it was good because we didn't think about much else.
You were in action.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah. But so I mean, in your work, because you touch a lot of people, right?
Yeah,
you are interacting with a lot of people every single day. What has happened, do you think? I mean, I know it's hard to kind of average it out or generalize, but did you see anything specifically that you thought, wow, I'm seeing the other side? I'm seeing how, number one, I can help more, but wow, what are we doing? What are we doing to people, right? How is this sustainable? What is this going to result in?
It just didn't make sense, Nicole. No. I was, and my whole family were in contact with people all day, every day. We didn't have screens, we didn't have masks. We know that they're ineffective now, but at the time, we think, you saw these images of people dropping down dead in China. You thought, well, okay, people are brushing past me and touching me, in the shop. And we weren't going into people's houses, but we were quite in close contact and, touching things. I think nobody's ill. I don't think, it was probably what was last December 21 was the first time I heard of anyone I knew really getting COVID.
Right.
So up until then, everyone, it was just normal.
Yeah.
So it just didn't make sense to me. And then obviously because we all mixed in the shop environment, we then couldn't see anyone outside of that environment. I mean, how can you not go to someone's house when you've spent all day with them?
Yeah.
You know, the science was bizarre.
It has a name. Covidiacy is the official name. Yeah, I'm wondering if that's going to be in the Oxford Dictionary at some point in time. No, it's crazy. It is crazy, and we've all got these kind of crazy stories. But penny did drop for many of us, in some shape or form. I mean, I can't admit, like you, to think in the beginning, God, what the hell's going on? I mean, I had a business that basically just overnight just shut down. I was in the City of London. I had my own business. I was relying on working with flows of money in the city. Another story, and that will come in handy, I know, in life.
Yeah.
But literally, I was the last person walking the streets of like Bank, in and around Bank, and there was no one there. It was like a movie set. My husband was like, would you please get home now? I was like, no, it's going to be fine. What are people scared of? But
and my husband shoving me out the door,
yeah.
and your husband bringing you home.
Yeah, so it's just, anyway, so clearly that intuitive guidance was screaming at us, going, am I going crazy? And I think that going crazy, certainly for me, I wasn't like you. I wasn't out and about, but I had to apply myself. I had to apply myself to stopping the craziness. So what do? I love data. So I just went for reading, and every single thing led to another thing. And of course, once you see stuff, you can't unsee stuff, and then you start picking up patterns, and then you lost to it. But then, of course, the issue is who's around that thinks like me.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And most people, let's be honest, you were too afraid to broach the subject with. So everyone became both physically and emotionally disconnected because, you know, being British as well, right?
Yeah.
That's like, oh, we don't want. So PHA, so a natural place for you, health, you know, freedom, like-minded people. What brought you to PHA?
Well, just taking a step back and what you were saying, trying to find people on your wavelength. And I found the Awareness Foundation.
Yes.
And Katherine Macbean was part of that at one time. And I used to, you know, watch the Zooms and everything, and started following her on Twitter. And then it was I think it was November, around November time, she put a tweet out, you know, interested in doing something, taking it forward with healthcare. Absolutely, 100%, sign me up. And haven't looked back, really.
Yeah.
Just felt like I'd almost come home.
Yeah, exactly. Where have all these people been? I thought to myself.
Yeah, and how you feel so much more connected to the PHA family than you do with some of the friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I have amazing friends, and they've never judged me, and they're brilliant. I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
But they don't think like I do. They don't see the world like I do.
Yeah.
And they don't feel driven to what we're doing or want to do with Guildford.
Yeah.
And move forward at a more community level. They don't see it, so they don't feel a need to do it. Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. I don't know. I mean, one day we'll be able to kind of lay it all out and go, right, you know, this is the dividing point, or this is what makes someone pick up the baton. It's either, you know, could be so many things, but we are where we are. And like you, I was led to the PHA through other freedom movements. And I know exactly why I went to my first meeting and sat on my first Zoom. And again, like you, I just thought, right, well, if we don't all club together and take action, where are we going to be? And the rest is history. So we both straddle a couple of things, don't we, for PHA?
For sure. Yeah. And I think, I don't know about you, but when I joined Stand in the Park, and I loved talking to the people there, I said, what's the plan? What are we going to do? Oh, don't know, give out some leaflets.
Yeah.
Well, I feel, and you're exactly the same. I just want to do. I want to do all the time. I want to.
Yeah.
It's not happening quick enough for me.
No.
It can't happen any quicker than it is. But I want it. I want the hub. I want this. I want that. You know, I want it.
It's the talking served a purpose, because it was just like, oh my God, I'm not going crazy, and you know, I need to get all of this stuff out.
Yeah.
But eventually it's like, so what are we going to do? And I think this is where we are now. It's like, we are doing stuff.
Yes.
We're going to get on with it. We're going to build something. And, you know, it is organic. Every community for PHA is incredibly different. But the great thing is there's one vision, right? How we do it may differ, but there's one vision. And every single human being, it's relevant to every single human being, right?
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. Right, well, I know your kids are waiting for you.
Yes, they very kindly helped pack all the equipment
everything
away.
Fantastic, Kerry. Well,
It's
listen.
been really lovely to
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much for like
We can. We're
seeing
allowed
me
to hug.
through, seeing me through. Yeah, putting me through my paces. Anyway, take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Bye.